We are good.
Okay. Morning all, and welcome you all to the session on a Friday morning. Thank you very much for joining. Let me start. Today we will mainly discuss about how we can migrate from Sitecore XP or XM to XM Cloud using the migration tool provided by Sitecore. It's a purely developer's guide, how we can implement that. So let me introduce myself. I'm Koushik Mukherjee. I'm Sitecore MVP 2025. I'm a lead in LNG consultancy. I have around 18 years of IT experience and more than 9 years I'm currently working with Sitecore. I've done, my current role in my company is working as a Sitecore architect. You can communicate with me in my email ID as well as in LinkedIn. Arjun, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Before I go further, I would like to thank Rohan and team for inviting us, for giving us opportunity to speak on this platform. Coming to me, my name is Arjun Arora. I'm a senior software developer, L2 in LNG. I have overall experience of 12 plus years. It's around 13 or 14, could be. But started with .NET, but switched to Sitecore in between. So gathering the experience of more than 5 years in Sitecore technologies. I'm XP XM Cloud certified developer. My role is to collect all the requirements, building the complete, going through the complete life cycle of application development till deployment of the prod. So the my personal details are mentioned over there. You can connect me anytime. Over to you, Koushik.
Thank you, Arjun. Today, our agenda is we'll first give a brief on XM Cloud. Then we'll try to understand the right migration methodology, how we can start, what are the analysis we need to do. Then we will discuss about the actual migration tool, the Sitecore migration tool, and then what are the configuration required for that. Then we'll show you a demo, a complete demo of the migration tool, and then we'll have question and answer session. So let me start. I hope you all have basic idea about XM Cloud, why we need XM Cloud. Nowadays, it will actually reduce site maintenance and development cost. And for the front end development, we do not need a .NET anymore. You can use Next.js, any JavaScript tool there. It will reduce the infrastructure call. Definitely, the Sitecore is hosting the XM Cloud platforms. We just need to host the public website, so that is actually also reducing the infrastructure costs as well as in the maintenance. We do not need to upgrade. So upgrade is not there. Avoid future upgrade. So we do not need to upgrade the site core anymore. Then it will actually also improve marketers productivity. I mean, it's not about XM Cloud, but if we are using CDP, personalize, connect with XM Cloud, that will definitely give a very good improvement in respect to the Sitecore XP in XM Cloud, modernizing of the digital infrastructure. So we are using for the deployment, we can use the Vercel, Netlify, which are the CDN right now, and as well as for the front end, you can use the Next.js. So we can modernize the technologies and seamless digital experience for the end users. So end user, I mean, the performance is much better than the XP or XM in XM Cloud. So these are some of the key features of XM Cloud. Then the migration. So first of all, we need to understand that the migration is not something like we initially do the upgradation. Let's say if you upgrade from 10.1 to 10.2 or 3 or 4, it's not like that. Migration is a bit different because the technology will shift completely. So for that, we need a careful planning and auditing. We need to understand the current setup and also need to understand the migration strategy. So what are those things? First, you need to prepare a checklist. I mean, while doing the migration, you need to prepare the checklist. You need to first understand which Sitecore version and what are the modules that is installed in your system. So it is recommended that you should have more than Sitecore 9 um, or latter version while you do the migration. So that is recommended. Also, if there is any module installed, you need to migrate that separately. Maybe you need to do some more development for that. If there is any custom code and integration, so in XP we all do some customization mainly in the CMS area. So unfortunately, you cannot do any customization in XM Cloud. So you need to think and you need to handle it separately. How you can actually implement those customization as well as the integration. So if we have any integration, we need to change it because you are doing integration maybe with .NET MVC architecture, so that you need to change to Next.js. So integration changes will be there. So that you need to checklist over there. Next, the hosting. So current Sitecore XP or XM, you can host on-prem, you can host in PaaS or hybrid. But as you all know, that XM Cloud is just SaaS product. So, and also the Sitecore recommendation is different. Sitecore is recommending to host it in a CDN like Vercel or Netlify. So hosting environment will change. And definitely the major change, that is the development stack. So currently we are using .NET, mainly .NET MVC or headless architecture using .NET. But in XM Cloud, it is a completely headless architecture, and it is recommended by Sitecore that you should use Next.js, maybe Next.js with React or TypeScript, content and template architecture. So that is very vital while doing the migration because in this migration tool, you mainly migrate contents from your existing XP or XM to XM Cloud. So the architecture of the content and template, you need to verify and you need to check if there is any change in XM Cloud or it will be as it is in the current XP or XM. If it is as it is, then it's pretty easy to using this tool. But if there is any change, maybe in the template, if there is any change, then it is very difficult. I mean, you cannot use migration tool. Then it's not difficult, but you need to use something else like PowerShell script to migrate those. You cannot use the tool. We'll discuss that later also. Also, you workflow and publishing, if you have any workflows or any rules regarding the publishing that you need to migrate separately, manually. Uh, Third-party system and legacy tools. So if you have any third-party, we already discussed about the integration, any third-party integration, or you have some tools, inbuilt tools like APIs you are using. So internally, those are not exposed publicly or into the internet. So that you need to think about while doing the migration, that this you cannot host it internally. So you need to host it on the cloud. So those need to be published in the internet so that you can use those system or those APIs. And digital asset management. So this is a very important thing. You need to think that how much digital assets you have. It is asset, I mean, heavy website or not. If it is assets, if it is not, then you can just migrate those assets or images, some small videos or documents into the XM Cloud instance. But it is not recommended by Sitecore that if we have a assets heavy website, then we just put those assets into XM Cloud. Another thing, we can only migrate the assets using this migration tool if those are stored in database, not in a folder structure. So that also we need to keep in mind. So all these checklists you need to uh, prepare to after doing some analysis before the migration. Next is definitely choose the right front end. So it is recommended by Sitecore that we use Next.js. So most of us is mainly using Next.js. Next.js has some benefits like SSR, SSG, ISR. So we are actually not discussing all those things in details, but there are some benefits in Next.js that create static site generation, server side rendering, and all you can use. Um, that is not a part of the discussion today. So we're not discussing much on that. But you need to make sure that your team is aligned with the skill set. I mean, your team must have that skill set. Otherwise, I mean, there are some scope of, I mean, giving some training to your team so that they can start working on next phase. Then the focus area. So main focus area in the migration is basically content and media. So these are the main focus area. And if you are using XP and you are using X Connect XGB there, so that is also another focus area you need to think of. So first of all, you need to find out that what content you will migrate. Maybe there are some contents which you are currently not using, some pages which are not using. So you can make clean up those pages, and you can just find out what are the contents or content you will migrate. What are the templates you will migrate. So this is very important, content transformation, field and template. So if you must understand that you can only migrate the templates or content if it is as it is in XP and XM Cloud. So you can only do the migration using this migration tool. Otherwise, you need to use some other options like PowerShell. Media strategies. So definitely, it is not recommended by Sitecore that we store media in XM Cloud. So if you have huge media, then you need to think about it. You might go with some DAM, or you need to use some CDN to migrate those media. And definitely for the XDB replacement, Sitecore has CDP. You can use that. Or another one, which is actually Google Analytics. Also, you can. There are many other options you can have. Some other CDPs, but yes, definitely recommended by Sitecore is Sitecore CDP. You can use. Also, if you have personalization, XM Cloud has some inbuilt personalization, but that is limited, very limited, and in session personalization only. So if you have a very a heavy personalization in your website, then you need to think about Sitecore CDP and personalize to implement those. If you are working with a small website, then you can just migrate it in one shot. Otherwise, it is recommended that we can divide it in different phases while doing the migration. So first of all, you can actually do some basic migration, the site migration. It is not about phase-wise production rollout. It is about phase-wise migration planning. So first we can migrate, I mean, the basic site code things which we in the checklist. If you found that what are the as it is migration, first do it, and then go for some customization and integration, all these things. So you need to think about the technical perspectives, that what are the capability of the migration. If there is any integration in third-party legacy tool, you need to migrate. So you can divide it in different phases. Also, you need to provide some training to the business, because if the XM Cloud is almost, I mean, if we are using content editor, then it is same. But you all know that in XM Cloud, it is recommended to use page editor. And now we have content SDK where the experience editor is no more available. So if you're using content I mean XDK, then definitely you need to provide some information, some training to the business so that how they can create the pages and all. And also about the timeline. I mean, the developer availabilities you need to think about, and accordingly you can manage it in different phases. Now we will discuss about the actual migration tool, the XM Cloud migration tool. So there are two options in the XM Cloud migration tool. One is graphical user interface. Another one is this PowerShell script. So first we will discuss about graphical user interface. So what you need to do, you just need to download the package. You just need to download the XM Cloud migration tool from Sitecore website, official website. Once you download it, you will get a package into that file that is called sitecode package.zip. The first you need to do is that you need to install that package in your on-prem XP or XM. So why it is on-prem? I mean, maybe if you want to do it from the production, you might need some VPN access and all. So it will not work if there is in between any VPN or VPN you need to access, it will not work. So it is recommended that you first, I mean, just copy everything and just put it in your local environment and do the migration from there, so that there is no problem with the network or the VPN access, something like that. So once you install this zip, you can see there is one folder created in the root folder of your XP or XM. That is migration harness. This is very much important. Otherwise, you will not, the migration tool will not work. Then there is a recommended configuration, assembly binding configuration entry you need to do in the web config file of your XM site or XP site. You will get it into that folder itself. So you just copy paste it in the your web config file. Once that is done, then you just need to launch XM migration GUI.exe. So this is the GUI. So once you launch that, it will ask you that the I mean, which migration you want to do is content, media, or users. Okay, so whatever you want to do, you need to choose, and then you need to provide the XP URL, XP or XM URL, CMS URL, the base URL, and the username and password. Once you provide that, it will actually next it will ask for the target. So that was the base, the CM in your local environment. Then it will ask for the target environment information. You will get the target environment information in the XM Cloud deploy section. So that which XM Cloud um, you want to, I mean, which for which environment you want to deploy these changes. So for us, we did for the development environment. So that information you will get from the XM Cloud deploy. If you logged into the XM Cloud, there is one option called XM Cloud deploy. From if you have access there, you can actually choose and you can find out all this information. So there you need to provide some basic information like environment ID, base URL. You will get everything from here. Client ID, client source, secrets. Once that is done, and then it will actually ask for the it will actually show you the preview that which one you want to migrate. You can choose whatever you want to migrate. You can choose one by one that what content, what media you want to migrate. And then it will try to log into the XM Cloud. So if you are not logged in yet, it will may ask for the device confirmation. And that you need to confirm. Once it is done, then it will actually show you the detail of the XM Cloud that which environment. I believe you know you can have multiple environment in one XM Cloud project. It can be dev, stage, production. It can be multiple environments. So which environment you want to do the migration, and once you select that, then it will start the migration process. You will get the full log, how it will work and what all are migrated. So that you can see in the log file. Once that is done, you can see those migrated content. We will show you in the demo and how it is migrating to the XM Cloud. Same thing you can do in the CLI also. So there is a configuration file, a JSON file, app settings.json. So whatever settings, whatever information you provided in GUI tools, the same information you need to provide here. So what are the source CMS detail, target XM Cloud detail, whatever you provide in the GUI, and what all content or template you want to migrate. The name, path. I mean, these are the template. You can provide some content also. So all information you need to provide there. What all you need want to migrate. So once that is done, then XM to XM Cloud, and there is one very important thing that is called batches. So it will start migrating those content in batches. So that is called RAIF settings. There is one RAIF settings. So it is this one is the default setting 10,000. So you need to provide a proper setting. If it is too low, then it will create many RAIF files. I mean many batches. And it is too high, it may impact the speed. So you need to consider that depending on the network, depending on the content you have. So you need to think about it and you can update it. Also, media size limit you can provide per batches. What is the media size per batches? We can you want to provide for the RAIFs. I mean for the batches. Once that is done, you need to start the PowerShell, and it is very simple. XM Migration DXC help. It will provide you the what the options you have, content and users, and you just need to provide. Sorry, you just need to provide that XM migration.exe. It is not GUI, it is migration. Then there are you will get two different exe. One is XM migration GUI.exe that will use for the GUI, and XM migration.exe that will use for the PowerShell. And then the content or user. So it will migrate accordingly. It will again may ask for the authorization, and you need to authorize it for the XM Cloud. Um, and then it will start migrating, and you will get all the migrated content over there in XM Cloud. So finally, there are some key points that you need to remember while using this tool. This tool can only be used if you are using as is migration. That means that there is no change in the template, no change in the field, the content are same, then only you can use this tool. Otherwise, you need to find out some alternate method. And template might be migrated first. That is obvious. If you cannot migrate the template first, you cannot migrate the content. So you need to migrate the template first. Please remember that for the root folder also. I mean, suppose a content is created within a specific folder, you need to migrate that folder also. If you are not migrating that folder, the child content will definitely, or migrating that parent item, the child item will not be migrated. So you must have to select the parent item and followed by the child item. Only media items stored in the database can be migrated, as I informed you previously also. That if it is stored in database, then only you can migrate. If it is in folder structure, you cannot migrate it. And the base suited for migration are large volume of legacy content to XM Cloud. So if you have mainly content heavy website, you have so it is very suitable tool for you. So these are some of the key points you need to remember. Now we will show you the demo. Arjun, can you please share your screen?
Sure. Thanks, Koushik, for explaining that part. Okay, so I will be, make you go through those steps which Kaushik has already explained, but in action. I will be transferring few items from the XP to XM Cloud, and before we start, what we need to know is from where we can download the migration tool. So I will open the site from where you can download. Give it a second. Okay, so this is the page where you can download the migration tool. So it will download a zip. After the you have to provide your credentials, and then you will be able to download a zip file. So I have already downloaded that. So that's the file. I will unzip now. Okay, so let's see what we got in the folder. So these were the two exes which Kaushik was explaining, and along with that we got a zip file here. It's a package which we need to install in the source. That's the XP. Okay, so if I show you, I have already installed the package on my local instance. So in the you can see that I've already installed that package already, and what we get after installing it, I will show that part too. So once you install the package, you will get this migration harness folder. This is the handler, which will accept all the requests which that migration tool is requesting. So that's why we need this. We That's the first step to start with in your migration process. So once this is done, then that's it. The package is already installed, and you're good to go. So let's go to that folder again. Now, uh, I will cover two things. One is the GUI and another is the CLI. So let's start with the GUI. Okay, so by default, the content and media are is selected. The users, we will cover later. Although I will not cover that much, but we will state few of the steps which are needed. In the content, as we go for the content, these are the details which you need before you start with the process. And this is a source configuration. That's a Sitecore XM or XP. So I will gather those details now. So it's a simple part. I will the base URL I will provide. For this, I have kept the password as simple. So now this is the target configuration, which is the Sitecore XM Cloud. Give it a second. I don't know why it's not slow. Okay, cool. So I will be migrating into this, this app that's XM Cloud. So simply we need to go to the XM Cloud deploy section. Now we will gather these four details. One is the environment and the CM base URL. This is the app and this is the environment ID. The first thing that's an environment ID. Although we can grab all those things entirely from this screen. So you need to go to the details and you need to grab this environment ID. Then for the base URL, you can grab this, but you don't have to put the complete URL. It will go till IO. And for the client ID and the secret, you need to create your credentials, and it will generate. You can create a new one. So that's already been created. The client ID, you will get two things: the client ID and the secret. Client ID you can capture from here, and the secret you will get. You have to store it somewhere on your because you will not be able to get it later. So that's a secret. And the next. Now that's the interesting part. Now we are, I will close this window and we will go to the content editor. So let's see what this tool is saying. This is actually showing up the content editor, the content items from the Sitecore tree from the source folder. So this is uh, the local instance, and before before we start this, I will like to show you that what the app settings is. That's a file which actually contains the configuration, which will which this tool will reuse when you relog when you maybe you restart your the migration process. So all the configuration things are actually stored in this file, and this will also contain the items which you are actually migrating. So we will kept it open so that we can see the changes, what changes are coming inside this app settings.json file. So for this, before we use that tool, we will see that what uh, the files we are going to migrate. So I have created some dummy, templates, and there is a homepage template which I want to migrate. And we will start with the negative case first, and we'll see that what will not work in this the migration process. So in the page types, we have the homepage item, and here, if you have already created some packages in the XP, you already know that what this means. This is the item. Whatever you select, you will get the list over here, And if you are wondering that why these two items are coming, then this is because the home item is already being selected by default. So I will uncheck that, and I've already clicked the home page. So if you see, the home page is under the page types, local demo site, and the project. So we will try to migrate this file. So first it will check the connection, the test connection successful, then we will migrate. Let's migrate the that item. So do remember that this is the source and this is the destination. This is my XM Cloud site content editor. So if we see here, we got the change here, and it says that this file is being migrated, and it give us it provides us the information. It creates a log file as well. The log file lives inside this folder, so you can check that what just in case if you get any errors, you can check in the log file. So coming to the XM Cloud tree, if you see that we didn't got anything over here. So although it says that the item has been migrated, but we can't see the item over. We can't see that home page item. So uh, that was the first point which Kaushik was mentioning, that we need to start with migrating the parent folder. So let's try something else. Then we'll read on this. Although we can click on the back, but I'm just giving you that. Yes, I want to share, show you that these details are coming because that's already being stored in the app settings, so that's why it's loading up. Now we will see the items are already. So let's start with this. So yes, that's what I want to show. Here you see that you can see the red the color of the path are gone red. This is because that it gives a hint that some child items are being already being selected, so you have to remove that. So just you have to select the parent folder. And one thing to check, that the project, as a Helix architecture, the project lives in both the instances. In the local, I have the project, and the on the XM Cloud Content Tree, I have the project as well. Okay, so when we select the parent folder, which contain two subfolders, but if I want to skip one, then it will not get created, because I've already shown you that if we select the parent, child items without the parent, then it will not get migrated. So in that case, either you can, simply uh, go with the parent item, and the simple method would be you can delete those while come here. Although I will show you some the alternative method. Once you migrate, it takes some time, maybe to refresh the things. I will click on refresh. So now you can see there is a folder, these are the page types that's already been migrated. And the skip page, what we can do is we can just simply remove that. So if we don't need that, so okay, maybe. So simply, you can remove that item. It will, okay, sure, yes. So see, now you're just left with the page type, and that you can work through. The alternative, what I can, I wanted to tell you that suppose if you have a feature we have the feature templates, the feature templates, and you want to include this the template but not this one, then one thing I figured it out, that you can copy and move to the folder like this. See, like this you can move to, or you can copy that too, that's completely your choice. If you copy that, that will be a better option, that it doesn't touch the existing functionality, and creates a copy of that, and then you can migrate the uh, So we will go through the same process that's already been selected. Connection done. Here we will refresh it. So you see that we got that template. So it's not about the creating in the base template. You can create the full template folder like a complete export. Export name. You can name it the folder as export templates or export items, and you can put all the required items. Which are you can move those or copy those files into those items into that folder, and you can migrate that. Although we have option. I can show that we can select the multiple things. Like it's similar that you have the media and okay, that's destination. In the media, we if we have the media, that will work too. It got copied. Now, if we okay, let's see if it got refreshed in the media. Local, that's already been collected. We will run that, migrate, same thing. And once that is done, you will see these items are being, the content items. We are getting those, the items which are migrating are getting stacked up in this file. So once that is done, we can just recheck here. Now that's a local one. I will reopen media. Okay, so we'll get that. So this is the media of which we have migrated. Now another thing is that I will delete all this thing. That's done. We'll delete this as well. Okay, so those items are being deleted. Now we will switch to the CLI part. You know how that works. CMD, we can just simply make some migrate. Now in the help, okay, wait. Okay, that's the .x. Yeah. So we got the two commands over here. One is the content and another is the user. So we will try the content part. So it will do the same. It will it will do the same thing, but through the CLI commands. So it will create the same type of logs. Everything will be same, but it will work based on the file which which you have mentioned over here. So so like we have app settings.json here. You can see that how we have we have mentioned the files which we can migrate. So that's how you can start. That's why Koushik was putting effort in saying that you have to create a audit checklist. You have to think that what items we need to migrate. You need to go with the template first, so that you don't get issues with other items. So that's on the CLI and the GUI part. And the same thing you can do with the users, although the users is different. In the users, these are the two users, and in the local, I will simply just create. I'll just cover That email must be okay. So if we recheck this, let's see if so earlier it was two, now it's three. Now whatever the user you will connect to Sitecore XM Cloud, this is how it will work. But I will stop in between once the what it does, it the users whatever you have selected, it gives the invitation to that users to join the XM Cloud. It will give a invitation email on the email which is mentioned the details, the users which are in the XP in the email, whatever I've mentioned, that it will send the invitation to those users. So this is the environment which Kaushik was mentioning. These are the environment list from all the instances from the XM Cloud. So currently the development I know is the development is associated uh, with the XM Cloud instance which I have already showed you. So this is the group. You can put whatever the value. This is actually like if I'm doing the migration, LNG migration one. So it will send a email mentioning that this inviter is migrating your uh, account. So that's all on my side on the demo part. Thank you. If you have any questions, let us know.
Hey,
Hi, Arjun.
thank yeah,
Uh,
thanks Arjun and Kaushik. I think we have a couple of questions in the chat. So if you would like to address those first.
Yeah, so actually, I lost my Wi-Fi, so I just rejoined from mobile data.
Yeah,
So if
sure.
someone can read, let me just
okay,
open the chat. I cannot see
sure.
the previous chat actually.
Okay, okay. Let me go through that. The first question is by Emmy, how XM Cloud can reduce costing in longer duration on-prem will be much cost effective than XM Cloud.
Okay,
So,
okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe if we think if we actually think that you have an on-prem solution and that will actually reduce the cost than if you are migrating to XM Cloud. In some cases, that may happen, but we also need to consider that we have infrastructure costing, hosting cost for the CM environment. Uh, you may need infrastructure team to maintain that on-prem hosting. Uh, if Sitecore almost released the updated version almost every year, so you need to upgrade those. You need to maintain, let's say, securities. So if we consider all the cost, um, so XM Cloud maybe reduce the costing for you in longer run. If you have on premises,
correct.
then maybe in longer run, in 4 5 years, you can see that XM Cloud might have less cost than the on premises. But initially, yes, initially you need to buy the XM Cloud license. You need to host the site. You need to host it maybe in Vercel or Netlify. So initial stages, definitely you can think that it may costing more higher, but you have to maintain the other things also.
Okay, thanks, Kaushik. The next question is, what's the media size limit in XM Cloud? XM Cloud supports for media migration. I think the media is 50 MB. What I
50 MB,
know,
yes.
yeah,
Yes,
for the
50
media.
MB. So per media experience age supports maximum 50 MB. 50 MB. So you need to maintain that while doing the migration. So if any media which is more than 50 MB, you cannot just migrate it to the, you should not migrate it directly to the XM Cloud. You need to think of some other options like put it into a CDN, maybe you can use DAM or something like that. So 50 MB is the max limit per media for Sitecore Experience Edge.
Now, next is, do we need to disable create item webhook while migration as a part of checklist?
Can you please come back again? We need to
Do we need
disable.
to disable create item webhook while migration
Yes,
as a part of checklist?
that we missed. Actually, we'll add it into the PPT. Yes, you should. Otherwise, if you have some webhooks there in the XM Cloud, which is actually upgrading something, maybe you are calling some APIs and all. So while creating or updating the content, you should disable that. Yes, that is missed.
Can we migrate Sitecore editor users and roles? Will it also migrate those
No.
user passwords?
No. You cannot. As Arjun actually showed you that we cannot directly migrate the users there. So it will send you an invitation that into the email ID that you can join XM Cloud. And it is recommended that if the users should have the organizational email ID so that you can get the access to the organization.
Is there any way to take backup of Sitecore master and core database for specific XM Cloud environment before migration?
XM Cloud do not have master or core databases. I mean, XM Cloud do not have that.
No, he's asking that is there any way to take backup of Sitecore master and core database for specific
In
XM Cloud? Okay, yeah,
for
we don't have.
XP, for
Correct.
XP, if it is for XP, definitely you can take the database backup. But if you are asking about XM Cloud do not have that concept as per my understanding. I do not have any concept like core or master database.
How to migrate Sitecore analytics on XM Cloud via CDP?
That is a separate, completely separate discussion. The existing
Um,
analytics, how you can migrate it, that is not part of the XM Cloud migration tool. That you need to check. Maybe I mean I never did it, but maybe you can actually use some script, PowerShell script, or you can create. You can. I mean, it is a CDP migration, so I am
mhm.
not sure about that right now. I should not comment on that.
Okay, next is, can we migrate Sitecore XP forms as it is in XM Cloud,
No, no,
or yeah, we
no,
can't
no.
do it because
You
those
cannot
items are
migrate the
not
form. Yes,
correct.
XM forms is completely different. You cannot migrate XP form to XM Cloud form. So you need to create it manually. You will lose
Correct.
all the data also.
Does XM Cloud provide flexibility to create custom controls? Same, nothing. No, you can't do it. So, you know, how do we ensure SEO continuity when migrating from Sitecore
Mhm.
XP to XM Cloud, including
Yes.
maintaining URL structure, redirects, and metadata?
Yes, I mean that is a very critical thing. I mean very vital thing we need to think of like how we will maintain the SEO. So for maintaining the SEO, you have I mean options like I mean it is using the Next.js router. If you are doing the migration and if you are actually using front end with Next.js, so Next.js routing is mainly used there, so that there you can actually maintain the same URL structure. And for the metadata you must actually migrate all the metadata field you have for the pages like I mean page title, page metadata, all those metadata fields we have in the XM or XP, that you must migrate there so that it has the same thing. But yes, in some cases we may not able to maintain the same URL. So it is recommended to use this 301 redirection for that, which will actually inform Google that it has a new URL. So
Correct.
that you need to maintain.
If we permanently delete some item from XM Cloud, is there any way to recover or restore it during migration? I can answer that. We either you have two options. If you have deleted the item in XM Cloud, there is still an option to recover from the recycle bin. It's option available in when you click on the instance and open app. You can go to the desktop. You can reach the recycle to restore the item. Although you can rerun the activity again just to recover those files. Okay, coming to next, how to move content from XM Cloud non-prod to prod or vice versa in XM Cloud.
Sorry, XM Cloud.
How to move content from XM Cloud non-prod to prod or vice versa in XM Cloud. I think,
Yes, that is environment related migration you need to do that.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The
So that is a completely separate topic. I cannot recall it right now. Uh, we'll update you on this.
the migration process you told is for an on-premises Sitecore instance. Are there any additional steps we need to follow for a Docker-based setup?
Yeah, for Docker, if you have the, local Docker setup, you can actually do the same thing there also. If it's not like that, you cannot do it in Docker.
Could you please explain what is the content transformation in the context of XM Cloud?
Content transformation, that means that you have done any changes in the template. Let's say you change some field structure, maybe the field type you change, maybe you change the field property, maybe you change added one extra field or remove one field. So any changes you have done in your XP or XM template, you cannot migrate that to the XM cloud. You must have the same structure in XP as well as in XM Cloud first. So if you are doing it very first time, then definitely after your change, you are doing it very first time, then it will migrate. But later, if you change anything in your XP or XM and you want to migrate that again to XM Cloud, you cannot do that. Using this tool, you cannot do that. You can use some other script or PowerShell script to do that, but using migration tool you cannot.
Okay. The next is, as you mentioned, migration isn't a simple lift and shift. In case we still want to understand the migration feasibility of our XP solution to XM Cloud, is it advisable to use XM Cloud Docker setup local to validate and migrate and later refresh XM Cloud instance? Praveen,
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Praveen Jaswal, if you are still here, you can just ask again.
Yeah, so I will ask this question. So,
Sure.
currently we are in process. We are doing the kind of audit, right? So we have the solution, and that solution is having a lot more connectors are there. We are using the out-of-the-box connector like a SharePoint or other connector, right? And we are also, in that application, they have also used multiple marketplace module and all, right? So, rather than directly recommending to the customer like that, "Okay, okay, we can do the migration from XP to XM Cloud," uh, is it advisable to use the local Docker setup? First, do the complete migration in our local environment first, understand the feasibility, and then after that, we can say like that, yes, it is possible, and to do that one in XM Cloud. And if
Yes,
you,
definitely. It
yeah,
is
yeah,
always advisable that before you commit anything to client, you should
yeah,
first do your homework properly.
correct.
Because one thing that you have to keep in mind that you cannot do any customization in XM Cloud within XM Cloud. So if there is anything that you need to, you have done major customization, you have done some integration, customized integration. Definitely, you can use Connect for some of the integration, but that you need to analyze first. That what all you can do, what you cannot do. In our cases also. we actually inform client that if you are using only XM Cloud, not the CDP or personalize or connect, so what all they cannot do, like the personalization. So they have some personalization, but XM Cloud has some inbuilt in session personalization only. So if you have to definitely do some homework before you actually commit to the client, that is always recommended. Don't go with what
Yeah.
actually site or
So,
salesperson
so
saying.
So reason is like that. I mean, the current implementation is 8.2. We have not done that one. Some XYZ agency has done that one. Now we got the opportunity to migrate that one from 8.2 XP to XM, and we are in dilemma right now. I mean, how we can really commit that one, and so we need to do kind of audit. So yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I was just wanted to reconfirm.
Yes,
Correct.
yes. I mean, our understanding is that you first definitely do the homework
Yeah,
first.
got it. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Praveen. The next one is how about the migration of roles? Can we create custom role in
No,
XMC?
you cannot migrate the roles from XP to XM Cloud actually. You
Koushik,
cannot.
can we create the custom role in XMC? I can't recall that.
Yes, you can have not
Mhm.
custom. Okay.
Custom.
There are a couple of roles defined there, like organization owner, organization users. I am not sure about custom role. I'm
Mm.
sorry, but there are
Correct.
some role defined there in XM Cloud portal, like organization owner, organizational users, a site owner. So those are already there. You can use those, but I am not sure about custom one.
The next one is if we migrate workflow and workflow trigger pipeline, then how can we manage? Can we migrate scheduled jobs? No.
Yes, schedulers is there in XM Cloud. You can use those, but existing one, what you are doing, we are not sure about that. So
Mm.
you have some scheduled jobs there in XM Cloud, but you need to do some analysis on that. That the one you are currently using, is it actually feasible to
Mm.
implement the same thing there or not? So that you need to do first. You need to understand first.
Correct. And will migration process same for Sitecore Managed Cloud Azure?
Sorry.
Will migration process same for Sitecore Managed Cloud
Oh,
Azure?
yes, yes, yes. I mean,
Managed
Sitecore
Cloud.
Managed
Yeah.
Cloud is also XP or XM. So yes, it is same, but it is recommended that you first create one local setup there so that you didn't get any problem with the access to the. I mean, this migration tool. If you are using this migration tool, it is always recommended to have the local setup, maybe in Docker or local setup, on-prem setup basically, not local but on-prem setup. So that is always recommended.
That's all,
So
Kaushik.
you just need to migrate everything from managed cloud to your local. You can easily do that, creating package or something like that.
Correct. So that's all.
Okay. Uh,
Over to you, Ron.
thank you all. Um,
Yes, thanks a lot, Kaushik and Arjun, for walking us through an insightful session. And I think there will be more projects coming up the way Sitecore is promoting XMC. So thank you for this session altogether. Now let's come to the interesting part of our presenting at SCG Pune, right? You get Amazon vouchers as well. So I would like Kaushik, you and Arjun to choose any two winners in the question category. Maybe the questions that you liked. So we'd like to ask you to
yeah.
choose any two.
Yeah, I actually want to request Arjun to do that because I need to rejoin and I lost all the questions. So Arjun, can you please choose someone from the question?
One question was very nice that actually there are many questions now. If we
It is maybe the most difficult part in SEG Pune. Last
Yeah,
year also
that's
I faced.